If you garden in Zone 5 through 9, July is not too late to plant. And anyone telling you the season is over is just plain wrong. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 7 vegetables you can still get in the ground this month, plus the one simple date, not your zone number, that decides exactly how late you can plant. And crop number 4, that's the one almost everyone forgets, every single year. So let's dig in. Now, here's the thing. I pulled these planting dates from university extension offices all over the country, so you don't have to. This is for those of us who would rather work a little smarter than break our backs in the heat. And by the end, you will know the one date that beats your zone number every single time. But first, the question I hear every single July: is it too late? Did I miss my chance? One viewer up in Michigan wrote in last summer, sure she had hung up her gloves for the whole year. She had not missed a thing, and neither have you. In Zone 5 through 9, July is not the end of your garden. It is the start of your second one. The pros call it succession planting. You and I can just call it a second harvest, a little more food, with half the spring rush. So let's start with that one simple date I promised you. Most folks think your planting window is all about your zone number. It is not. It is about your first fall frost. That is the day, sometime in autumn, when the cold finally bites and the tender plants give up for the year. Now, every vegetable has a number printed on the seed packet. It is called days to maturity. That is simply how long the plant needs, from seed to dinner plate. Here is the rule. And I promise, this is the only math you will need all day. Take your first frost date, count backwards by the days to maturity, then ADD about 2 weeks on top, because plants grow slower as the days get shorter in the fall. Wherever you land, that is your last safe day to plant. That is it. Let me make it real, because numbers on their own never stuck with me either. Say your first frost lands around October 15th, and say you want broccoli, which needs about 80 days. Count back 80 days, add your 2 weeks, and you land right around the middle of July, which is, well, right about now. So you see, you are not late. You are right on time. The folks at Cornell and Iowa State University lay out this very same formula. It works. Now here is your cheat sheet for that first frost, by zone. Find your zone on this list and notice just how much extra time the warmer zones get. In Zone 5, think Iowa and Minnesota. Frost usually shows up in early October. Zone 6, places like Pennsylvania, that is mid to late October. Zone 7, around the end of October into early November. Zone 8, down in Dallas and Atlanta, you have got until mid-November. And the lucky folks in Zone 9, down in Houston and Central California, you might not see a frost until December. That is nearly 2 extra months the rest of us only dream about. Now, these are averages. Your own backyard can run a week off in either direction. So do yourself one small favor. Go check your zip code on the Old Farmer's Almanac website. It takes 30 seconds and it does not cost a dime, because you really do not have to memorize your zone. You just need that one frost date and this little list. All right? So let's get to the list. 7 crops in 3 quick groups. First, the fast summer crops for one more round before frost. Then the cool season crops, the ones that actually love a chilly night. And finally, the quick wins, the ones you can almost stand there and watch grow. And don't forget, crop number 4 is the one most folks walk right past. Let's go. Group 1, the fast summer encore. These are your warm weather crops that grow so quickly you can squeeze in a whole second round before the cold ever arrives. Number 1, bush beans. These are the lazy gardener's best friend, and I mean that as the highest compliment. They mature in just 50 to 60 days, according to Utah State Extension. No trellis, no tying, no fuss. Unlike the tall pole beans, bush beans hold themselves right up. You sow the seeds straight into the ground, water them in, and they will be feeding you by the end of summer. And here is a tip for tired knees and sore backs. Plant them in a raised bed or a big pot up on a bench. That way, you are not bending all the way down to the dirt. Same beans, half the groaning. That's it. Number 2, summer squash and zucchini. These run about 50 to 75 days to maturity, per the folks at Iowa State. And honestly, 1 or 2 plants is plenty for most households. These things produce like they are trying to win a county fair ribbon. You will be leaving zucchini on your neighbor's porch by August. One simple habit makes all the difference. Water them in the early morning, right down at the soil, never up on the leaves. That keeps the powdery mildew away through the muggy weeks ahead. Your plants will thank you. And if your hands tire easily, a long-handled watering wand lets you reach the base of an amber every plant without stooping over once. Number 3, cucumbers. About 50 to 65 days. Cool and crisp, and there is nothing like one fresh off the vine. Now, if you garden down in zone 8 or 9, where July turns downright brutal, look for a special heat lover called the Armenian cucumber. The University of Florida points to it as a warm season champ. It shrugs off the kind of heat that leaves an ordinary cucumber wilting flat. And a light shade cloth over the bed keeps the soil cooler while those seeds get themselves going. Don't overdo it. Just a little shade in the worst of the afternoon. Now, Group 2, the fall cool season crops. Here is where it gets interesting. You plant these right in the heat of July, but they do their finest growing as the weather cools down, and a few of them actually taste better after a frost. Stick with me here. And here we are, number 4, the one almost everybody forgets, beets. Now, I know, beets don't get a parade. But here is exactly why they earn a spot on your list. You get 2 vegetables from one single seed. Down below, the root, sweet and earthy and wonderful roasted. And up top, the leafy greens, which you cook just like spinach. 2 foods, 1 packet. Beets mature in 50 to 70 days, according to Clemson University. The only trick in July is keeping that soil moist so the seeds wake up in the warm ground. A light mulch over the row holds the water in and does the work for you. Number 5, kale and collards. Figure about 50 to 65 days for kale and a touch longer for collards. And here is the part your grandmother already knew by heart. These greens get sweeter after the first light frost kisses them. The cold turns their starches right into sugar. It is one of the small miracles of the fall garden. Back during the Great Depression, families leaned hard on hardy greens like these to carry them through the lean, cold months. My own grandmother kept a row of collards going right up to the snow and swore the frost made them taste like candy. They earned their keep then, and they still earn it now. Lay down a good thick mulch. Keep them watered while it is hot, and they will reward your patience long after the tomatoes have called it quits. Number 6, carrots. These ask for a little patience, about 65 to 75 days, so zones 6 through 9 have the most comfortable window for them. The hardest part is coaxing those tiny seeds to sprout in hot, dry July soil. So here is a wonderful old trick from West Virginia Extension. Lay a flat board right down over the seeded row. It traps the moisture and shades the sun until the little sprouts push up. Then you simply lift the board away. And one more bit of grandma wisdom. Mix a few radish seeds right in with your carrots. The radishes pop up in a week and mark the row for you, so you never forget where you planted. Clever, isn't it? And finally, Group 3, the quick wins. For when you just want to see something happen fast. Number 7, lettuce and radishes, planted together. Now, plain old lettuce hates the July heat. It bolts, which is a fancy way of saying it shoots up tall and turns bitter on you. The fix is simple. Pick a heat-tolerant type, like the Batavian or the Buttercrunch kinds, which hold up far better when it is warm. Even better, start the seeds indoors, where it is cool. Then carry the little plants outside. And radishes? Well, they are the fastest food in the whole garden. Ready in just 21 to 30 days. Plant a short row every couple of weeks, and you will have a steady little supply, instead of one giant pile all at once. That little trick, planting in small batches a couple weeks apart. That is succession planting in a nutshell. It is the whole secret to eating fresh all season long, instead of feast one week and famine the next. And that's it. 7 crops. Now, before you run off to grab your seeds, let me give you 2 honest words of caution, because I would rather you succeed than just feel good for a minute. First, if you are way up in Zone 5, your window is tight. The middle of July is about your last call for those 50-day crops, so don't dawdle. Get them in. There is not much room to replant if the first try fizzles. Second, if you are down south in Zone 8 or 9, that summer soil can climb above 85 degrees. And the truth is, beets, carrots and lettuce simply will not sprout in heat like that. So in the hot zones, do this instead. Start those cool season seeds indoors, in the cool of the air conditioning. Then move the seedlings outside in late August, when the worst of it breaks. Same harvest, a whole lot less heartbreak. There is no rush, and there is no shame in starting indoors. The smart gardeners do it every year. And here is a little bonus, free of charge. Every single crop on this list is a food crop, which means the garden stays kid and pet friendly, even with the grandkids poking in the dirt and the dog nosing through the beds. No worrying over toxic leaves, the way you do with some of those fancy ornamentals. Just good, honest food you can hand straight to a curious 5-year-old. And that is a kind of peace of mind no garden center ever puts on a price tag. So let's bring this home. You do not need to memorize your zone. You do not need a single fancy gadget. You just need 3 things: your first frost date, this little list, and the gumption to plant in July, even when your neighbors swear the season is finished. Here is one thing you can do today. Go look up your first frost date, 30 seconds, your zip code, the Almanac website. Then pick one easy crop, like those bush beans, and get them in the ground this weekend. That is how a second harvest begins. 1 packet, 1 afternoon, no bending required. Grow a little more, spend a little less, and have some fun doing it. Now I am genuinely curious. What zone are you gardening in? Tell me down in the comments, and let's see just how many of us still have a whole season of planting left to do. Happy gardening!